Hey, it's Iris helping you to find your passion and make it your work. If you are new to my YouTube channel, hey, hello, so nice to meet you. And if you're returning, then hello, old friend. Thank you so much for popping back. All right, so in today's video, I'm going to be talking about your values. Specifically, are they serving you? Because whilst it's important to know what your core values are, it's also important to choose them wisely because they can either serve or hinder you. But before I dive into that, as always, if you like this video, if you like this topic, then make sure you leave a like because I have covered a wide variety of things on my YouTube channel so far. And I'm always keeping an eye on my analytics to see what works, what doesn't work. And I'm paying extra attention to the number of likes a video has. That is a good indication for me whether or not a video is liked or not. So if you like this topic, then please leave a like and I'll create more videos around values, mindset, and so on. All right, let's get to it. So what are values? Let's start with that. Values act like a personal compass. They guide how you think, feel, and act, and they guide every decision you make. So they have a huge impact on the life you live and the things you achieve. Values are the things that are most important to you. They are the things that you stand for. And people who live their life in line with their values tend to be happier. They tend to feel more in control, more empowered, and people admire them because they are authentic. They stand for what they believe in. People, on the other hand, who live a life that's not in alignment with their values tend to feel off, like something is wrong, but they often don't know exactly what it is. They can't put their finger on it. So it's important to know what your core values are and to live your life in alignment with them. But that's not all. Here's the really cool thing. You get to choose what your core values are. So I used to think that values are fixed and that you don't really have control over it. You don't really get to control what's most important to you. It's a bit like maybe the color of your hair. You're born with a certain color and yeah, sure, it can change naturally over time, but you can't control that. And even if you dye your, let's say, brunette locks blonde, you're still a brunette. But what I've discovered is that values aren't fixed, that you get to choose what's most important to you. You get to decide what your core values are. You get to decide whether you value love, honesty, adventure, freedom, or adventure most, or maybe none of those things. And ultimately, it's not inflicted upon you by your family or friends or the country that you live in or the companies that you've worked for. You get to choose the compass for your life and in which direction it's going to point you. Realizing this is hugely empowering because you can then strategically pick or choose the values that you know are going to serve you best. So what I want you to do is the following. Ask yourself the following 2 questions. Number 1, what are the things that I most want to achieve in life? And then question number 2, what do my values need to be to help me achieve this? Because if your top values are freedom, adventure, and joy, you'll get a vastly different outcome, a vastly different life than if your top values were to be contribution, excellence, and passion. Now imagine that if your top values are freedom, adventure, and joy, that you might travel a lot, you might do lots of different things, and you might refuse to commit to excelling in just 1 or 2 areas in your life. And I imagine that you're probably guided to really get the absolute most out of your life. On the flip side, if your top values are contribution, excellence, and passion, I imagine that you might be super dedicated to becoming the best you can be in order to help others. You might feel super passionate about just 1 or 2 things and build everything around that. You're really focused on growing and giving. So different values equal different life. So take a look at your values and ask yourself, are these values helping me? Are they helping me to achieve the things that matter most to me? Are they serving me or are they hindering me? When I asked myself these questions a little while ago, I realized that my top 5 values at the time weren't helping me to achieve my goal of making a bigger impact with the work I do. So my values at the time were love, passion, growth, positivity, and respect. And whilst they served me well in terms of feeling happy and content with my life, they weren't serving me or helping me with achieving the thing I wanted to achieve in my work, which was making a bigger impact with the work I do. So I asked myself, what do my values need to be to help me achieve that goal? And after a bit of digging, I came up with a new set of values. And they are love, vitality, connection, making a difference, and excellence. Now, these values all feel right to me. They're not just a set of fabricated values that I think might help me achieve my goals. They really, in my bones, in my heart, feel right. They matter to me. They are what I believe in and what I stand for. And I chose to focus on different things to guide how I think, feel, and act, and ultimately how I make decisions. I chose to put, let's say, different markers on my personal compass. And I know that these markers will help me to achieve the goals that are most important to me. So there you have it. There's that, I want to say, $1 million question. Are your values serving you? And if not, pick the ones that are going to help you to achieve the things that are most important to you in your life. All right, that's what I had for you today. Let me know what you thought of this video. If you liked it, then please leave a like by hitting that thumbs up button. And if you want to know about free training sessions I'm hosting in the future, as well as keeping up to date with videos that I'm posting here on my YouTube channel, then be sure to sign up to my email list over on irissmith.com. I'll also pop the link to that email list in the description box below this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again next week. Bye.